After playing Deltarune Chapter 5, I have started to think who was going to give us the third and final shelter code for the shelter before Chapter 7. So far, we've gotten two shelter codes, one from Des and one from Asgore. So there has to be somebody who is going to show us where the shelter code was or give us the shelter code, and I'm curious on who that may be. There are four main candidates I think could really, be the person with the final shelter code. Alvin, Toriel, Noel, and the fourth person that will come out of left field, and you know, it'll sound a little crazy. I don't think Toriel is a suspect, but I don't think that it'll happen because though she can give us the shelter code, I don't think that Chris or Susie would ask her for it. Like Susie already doesn't feel very comfortable around her. Also, she doesn't want to put her in harm's way, and we've seen that Chris is more than willing to set up other people to get kidnapped by the knights just so that their mother doesn't get taken from them. So as much as Toriel definitely could give us the shelter code, I don't think she's the person that would give us the shelter code. Alvin to me feels like he's been set up to kind of be a big player in the final two chapters. Like, I mean, the fact that that you can constantly talk to him, see the way he feels about his late father, see how he feels like he's not really living up to his father's expectations. Having a moment of Susie meeting with him in the dark road, saying, "Yo, your dad, he really loved you. He really believed in you. Really believed that you could go further than he went, be better than he was." And I feel like as a story moment, it would be pretty, well written to have, that one-on-one with Susie and Alvin. Plus, Alvin has everything you would need for a Deltarune, for the actual Deltarune, shelter code. He's the pastor at the church. He's there every day. If there's any secrets in there, he definitely know them. Now, the last two, who I think that it'll need a bit more explanation. I think that Noel could definitely be the one to give us the final shelter code because of two reasons. First off, she wants to make her girlfriend happy. She's being let into this secret thing that she's always thought was a dream, and now she's being asked for help by her girlfriend who she's newly dating. She'd obviously want to help her. So I think that the fact that she would want to help Susie and the fact that she's always at the church every Friday would give me enough reason and enough suspicion to connect her to the shelter code. I don't think it'd be a hot take to say, "Oh, Noelle saw something weird, saw a code. She didn't know what it was for, but she knew that it was special, and when asked about it, she could lead the fun gang to it." The other person, the final person that I think would, have the shelter code, it's a bit out of left field. I think that Burley would be a decently, smart candidate if you gave if he gave us the shelter code. Let's think about it. In doubt, who do we? The person to give us the final shelter code has to be somebody who is consistently related to the Church of the Deltarune and would have reason to give the shelter code or be asked about the shelter code. Birdley volunteers at the church presumably every Friday or every Friday, and he goes there very consistently. Hell, Miss Bloom knows him very well. I don't think it'd be out of left field for him to be the person that gives out the final shelter code, and there's a reason why I think he could be it. In Deltarune Chapter 4, if you speak with Caddy, and you ask her about the code, she says, "Oh, codes are for nerds." This is in that moment, it's a link towards Alfie's, nerdy teacher, right? But it could also be a double entendre. It's a nerd that knows codes for Alfie's, but it's also a nerd that works in the church every Friday, Birdley. It wouldn't be a hot take for him to, for Noel to be like, "Yeah, Birdley told me about this weird code one time. I think I know where it is. Come with me. I'll ask him." It wouldn't be a hot take. Maybe I'm biased because I love Birdley and he's my favorite character, but I do think it wouldn't be a hot take for him to be the one to lead us to the shelter code and also enter the dark world. I don't think that it'd be that bad. Plus, he's honestly just better than Noel. Well, not better, but in a combat situation, Noel with base Noelle or base Birdly, I'm choosing Birdly. Birdly absolutely washes her. Uh, I hope everybody who's watching this has a great day and goes on to have a nice meal. I hope you all have a great day.